Good morning all, welcome to Rugby Chat for the 23rd of September, and good morning young Mike Sheehan from Mid-Canterbury, still sitting on top of the table. Wah. How are you?
I'm going good, mate. How are you?
That's the happiest I've heard you for a while.
Yeah, what a time to be alive.
Yeah, well, it does help when you have all those fans blowing in the wind at Ashburton, you know, and then move the fan around for your team to go the other way. It is an exciting time. I know we're probably going to get a few people watching our show today after the events of the past week, so we'll quickly just brush up. Well, we'll talk about it, but we'll brush over it and then move on to the real life. Okay. West Coast got bitten on the bum last Thursday night by NZR. Repeat offenders, your thoughts on it?
Oh, I've made my thoughts pretty clear, but yeah, I don't want to dwell on it. We'll just flush the dunny and move on. But yeah, no, disappointing for the players and the community over there. And yeah, they need to do better and come back better next year.
Yeah, no, totally true. I mean, they've still got plenty to play for. They've got the game trophy to play for this week against Thames. They've got the Rundle Cup. I mean, what a battle that's going to be next week at John Sturgeon Park. We'll be all over that like a fly on shit. I can tell you that, because it's going to be a huge battle, that game. And but yeah, I mean, either or either. You know, the guy was listed as a local player. He was actually from outside the coast, so it is a bit of a shame. They've been warned twice before about it, and so the penalty must stand, and the union have accepted the penalty. So we'll move on. So if you have any comments, of course, we don't have, what do you call them, QR codes and all that stuff like they have on those other mainstream media channels, because basically we're real, and if you've got any questions, give us a shout, i.e. Mr. Josh Flavel from down there at Franz Joseph Glacier has just said, shout out to Poverty Bay, tipping up South Canterbury after not winning a game, and also sending West Coast chances to make the top 8. Yeah, well, we'll look straight into that right now then. And wow, I tell you what, it has been 2011 since Poverty Bay tipped up the South Cantabrians, and I can tell you what, if you were watching the game on live stream, this was a cracker. With 77 minutes to go, Poverty Bay were leading 34-28, I think it was, and then South Canterbury got a late try in the 78th or 77th minute to go 35-34 ahead. All they had to do was collect the kickoff, and they buggered it up, and the mercurial Henry Saker for Poverty Bay managed to get the ball and go over for a massive win, 41-35, and inflicting South Canterbury's second defeat in a row, the first time in about, God knows when. The last time they did it was they lost back-to-back. They went on for a 35-game winning streak. So, yeah, what did you think of the Wecker boys in the weekend up in Gisborne? Great performance.
Yeah, it was. First of all, a shout out to Ben O'Brien Leaf, who had his birthday yesterday. That would have been a great present for him, but he's the voice of Poverty Bay. But yeah, no, that was a great game. Having the Weckers come to light this season. I watched a few highlights, and they were all over South Canterbury. I was a bit disappointed in South Canterbury's performance, actually. When I flicked on Tribe, when I was half time at our game here in Ashburton, I seen they were 21. Might have been just before half time. They were 21-0 ahead, and I was like, what? And but full credit to the Wecker. We've got them this week, which we'll touch on later. But yeah, it's going to be another brilliant battle this weekend.
Yeah, well, funny you should mention the Tribe, because due to unpopular belief, and people don't really know this, yours truly is the one that does the score updates on Tribe for Heartland Rugby. So if you ever wonder who's doing the updates for Heartland Rugby, I am, and I'm trying to get the scores to you as soon as it happens. I'm like a Filipino call center with 1,000 screens on, watching every game at once. And I can tell you what, it is quite amazing how often teams all score at the same time live. It's really hard to keep up with it. But that was a tough game to score, because a lot of the times you could hardly see who was scoring. But yeah, Ben O'Brien-Leaf turned the big 50 yesterday. So big shout out to my buddy Ben on his birthday yesterday. So Tanya Derns' reign at Wairarapa Bush continues well. Big win over the Buller boys by 73 points to 27, 100-pointer there at Masterton. Buller, though, they did walk away with a bonus point try point, which gives them 3 now. And a shout out to Anthony Ellis, still doing it, tripping people up with his Zimmer frame, and he got over for a try.
Yeah, good win by the Bush. A good game by Buller as well. But I was actually surprised at the scoreline, considering how many injuries Wairarapa Bush were carrying going into it after that ding dong with King Country the week before. They pretty much got battered and bruised, and it was a good win. And even though Buller haven't managed to get a win on the board yet, their pride in the union and the pride of their community is still great to see.
Yeah, no, they're playing great attacking rugby. That's the thing. You know, they've picked up 3 try bonuses this year, and that's no mean feat in this competition with the teams we're looking at. And big game this weekend. We'll come across that in a minute or two. West Coast 31. The misery continues. The misery continues. 31. North Otago 38. Now North Otago, they've been. How can I put it? 2 sides of a stone, really, or 2 sides of a coin. They either come out flying, or they come home they come home motoring it, chasing teams down. This time they got out to a good lead against West Coast and held on. We did pick this as one of the upsets of the weekend, North Otago, and that result has ended West Coast's mathematical chance of making the Hawke Cup.
Yeah, good win by North Otago. They took West Coast on up front and let their backs do the talking. Malachi Picky had a great game at inside centre, and he's a really hard man to stop when he gets close to the line. But pleasing performance. I think Ralphie Darling will be happy with that, and I've still got them in my top 4.
Yeah, and so do I actually, because with what's happened. My original top 4 at the start of the season was Mid and South Canterbury, North Otago, and West Coast. But now, of course, West Coast have been kicked out. I did have Wairarapa Bush winning the Lahore Cup. And so Wairarapa Bush sitting in the top 4 is quite a good replacement for the West Coast, because that sort of keeps 4 of my top 5 in the play. Just a quick shout out as well. Good morning, Clarence. Great to have you on again watching the show. Hope we answer any questions you may have later. So the other game is Thames Valley was the game up at Coromandel on the TV. Thames Valley, the poor hapless East Coast boys just can't buy a trick at the moment. Going down by 84 points to 5.
Yeah, routine outing for the Swamp Foxes. They're just coming right now, but another disappointing performance from Ngāti Pro East Coast. Another union that still has pride in their jersey, win or lose. But we'll talk about that a bit more later on. But the Swamp Foxes are coming right, and they are in my top 4 as well.
Oh, okay. There's plenty of movement to come yet, so let's keep an eye on that. And then, of course, some team called Mid Canterbury, they've got a nickname called the Hammers. It should be the Screwdrivers or something like that, because they really screwdrived the victory hard against the King Country Rams, 32-17. It took them a while to get going. You were at the game. What were the conditions really like, and was it a tough battle?
No, we had the famous win that likes to haunt the showgrounds. We were playing with it behind our backs the first half, but King Country came out firing and got a quick try. I think it might have been Leveson Gower that scored that try. I can't be 100% sure, but yeah, the score line probably doesn't reflect the game. Like at King Country, there was a few unforced errors, and if those unforced errors hadn't have gone down, they would have scored from them. But full credit to the Rams coming down. It's not an easy task coming down and beating us, but we had a good game, and there'll still be stuff to work on. Fred Williamson and Matt Winter are never happy. There's always the 1%ers to work on and get better. But another performance, another 5 points in the book.
And we had a Centurion in this game, I believe.
Yeah, our physio, Audra, great stalwart of Mid-Canterbury Rugby. She's been strapping the boys up for a good number of years now, and she's really good at what she does, and she gets the boys back. Once they've had an injury, she gets them back in really good condition, sometimes quicker than what was anticipated. So that's not a bad go from a physio doing 100 games.
Yeah, and I did notice somewhere she began in 1998, so that's a good shift. 27 years been strapping up the lads from Mid-Canterbury. So congratulations to Audra. And of course, the last game of the round there was Wanganui, Horowhenua Kapiti for the Bruce Steele Cup up there at Cook's Gardens. A tight win here. Horowhenua threw everything in the kitchen sink at Wanganui. They had the ball near the end. If they had just been able to just had a couple more minutes, I reckon, on the clock, they could have snuck this. But Wanganui holds on to the Bruce Steele Cup for another season. And 27-21. Butcher Boys now sitting there in fourth place on the points differential.
Yeah, I thought Horowhenua were quite unlucky not to win that game. I've seen some highlights of it, and we've seen Aleki Vakaronga get another try. Wanganui are just starting to come right now, and there's a bit of chat around the traps about their winger and their fullback, Harry Simon, Adam Bolt. I think they are coming right, and they are two players to watch out for because it's getting really interesting now.
Oh, it totally is. With 2 rounds to go, this is how the table looked after round 6. Mid-Canterbury on top, 6 games, 6 try bonuses, 30 points, arseholes. And then we've got South Canterbury and Wairarapa Bush both sitting there on 22 points. Tie-break rule number 1 kicks in here with South Canterbury getting the win in head-to-head. So they are sitting in second place with Wairarapa there, right on their tails in third place. And then we've got Wanganui, North Otago and Poverty Bay. Tie-break rule number 2 kicks in here because for head-to-head results to kick in, you have to have played, all the 3 teams would have to play each other, and Wanganui haven't played Poverty Bay as yet. So it comes straight down to tie-break point differential, and that's why we have Wanganui, North Otago and Poverty Bay in 4th, 5th and 6th. And then Thames Valley sitting there. I mean, look at their bonus points. They've played 6, won 3, lost 3, 7 bonus points. They've got 252 points. They've got the second best point differential in the comp, languishing down there in 7th place. But hey, they're only 3 points off the top 2. And then, of course, Horowhenua Kapiti, who are only 4 points off the top 4, sitting there in 8th. And then King Country, they're on 8. West Coast, who picked up a couple of bonus points there with their 15-point penalty, are down there in 10th. And then, of course, we've got Buller taking on the East Coast. And I just did a quick calculation on things because people will see at the end of the season or at the start of the season, I'll show all the results from the Heartland Championship. And how interesting is it that we've got Wanganui, South Canterbury, North Otago, and Mid-Canterbury, i.e. 3 of those current top 4 teams, the top 4 teams in history of Heartland, because the only other one out of the box there is Wairarapa Bush, who are sitting down there in 7th place. it makes for interesting reading of where our actual table is. I mean, even West Coast are down in the bottom 4. Poverty Bay are exactly where they are historically. Thames Valley are pretty much historically in the same spot as well. These are the teams you expect to win, and we are seeing it, aren't we?
Yep. Yeah, no, that's a fair reflection of what's going on at the moment, and those top 4 teams could well be the top 4 that go through to the Meads final, but we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, no, we totally will. And we've had a few comments popping through, so we'll just have a quick look at this. I love this one. Harana Wilson. I've heard Josh Flavel has a few pounds of West Coast whitebait up for grabs, pending a correct guess of the Coast Thames Valley game this weekend. So, okay, Josh, we'll hold Harano to that. I'm going to take that as gospel because I wouldn't mind some West Coast whitebait. So well done for pointing that out to us, Mr. Wilson. Bloody brilliant.
Yeah. I was talking to Josh the other night about his store and my career with food stuff, and he said to get you over to the coast. I said, well, Rabs has got to come down here and get his Ellesmere jersey yet, so anything's possible. But yeah, no, it'd be good to go over there and catch up with Josh one day.
Oh, no, totally would be, yeah. And maybe we could go for a helicopter ride with Mike Lash.
No thanks.
No thanks. I'll bloody put sugar in the gas tank. But anyway, we'll move forward and we'll look forward to this weekend's games. And luckily, we got the Thames West Coast game as the last game to look at. So if you've got any tips, throw them into the comments below. And if you are correct, we will be in touch with Josh Flavel to sort out your white bait. But it kicks off, I believe, at 1 o'clock. I could be wrong here because times are all over the place. But Poverty Bay hosting Mid Canterbury up there in Gisborne.
Yeah, I think this is going to be another tough battle for our boys. I'm hoping it's going to be live streamed, but yeah, the way the Wicker are going at the moment, they're not going to make it easy for us. But yeah, I'll go Mid Canterbury by 15. Actually, okay. 12.
Yeah. By 12. Okay, well, we'll get to the stats in about 2 seconds because what we'll do is we'll just say what's coming up. North Otago take on South Canterbury. That's your Sky Sport game on the Sky Open and Sky Sport at 2 o'clock. You got Buller taking on East Coast, of course, for the Wooden Spoon. We've got the Bill Osborne, Horowhenua, defending against Wairarapa Bush. King Country, Wanganui, will be battling it out for the Pine Tree Log. And then, of course, we got the game, Thames Valley versus West Coast. So we'll have a quick look at your I'm around the wrong way, so let's just see what happened there. Here we go. The Wicker versus your Mighty Hammers. And you'll see there that they've played 14 Heartland games with Mid Canterbury leading 9 games to 5 with an average score of 29-21 to the Hammers. The last victory for Poverty Bay was back in 2021, and that was in the for the Bill Osborne Tonga, and when we had that stupid COVID season. And you went down 33-26 up there in Gisborne. Got revenge in the return game in 23, and then you got another win against them last season. So a lot of red there for Poverty Bay. Not many greens. So do you think that winning streak will continue? And sorry, what were your points again?
I'm going to go the Hammers by 12. But I think Poverty Bay are a different team this year. Obviously, they're very well captained by Keanu Kaumata. I don't see Shade Scudder there this year. I'm not too sure what's going on there, but he was there last year when we played them down here. But yeah, no, it's going to be it's going to be another battle.
It certainly is going to be a battle. Hopefully Mid Canterbury don't do the city thing and go, right, we've got some big games coming up and rest some players. I hope they take a full strength squad with them to Poverty Bay, because at the end of the day, a loss here could see them, the teams are so tight. You want to sort of secure with 1 round to go, your home top dog semi-final, because at the end of the day, if you end up being top dog at the end of round robin, you get the rights, if you win the semi-final, to host the grand final. And I'm sure Mid-Canterbury and, as you said, Matt Winter will be looking at that and hoping not to get hoodwinked like South Canterbury were. So this week's, moving on, this week's live game is North Otago taking on South Canterbury. That's why we've got the old Golds jersey on and the flags for the two unions. 20 times they've played each other here. North Otago and South Canterbury been playing since 1927, these two teams, and 143, so this is the 144th game between the unions, with what do you call it, South Canterbury leading 97 games to 41 with 5 draws, but then in Heartland they're leading 12 games to 8. Now I don't know if it's been Ashburton showgrounds or whatever, but it's been a long time between drinks for North Otago. 2019 was the last time they had a victory.
This is going to be a good game. That's potentially going to be the game of the round. North Otago have got nothing to lose, and South Canterbury need to start winning again. I don't think it'll be alarm bells in the South Canterbury camp just yet, but it's been well published that there is a number of frontline players out with injury. I can name at least 3 of them, maybe 4, but hopefully they can get them back before the playoffs. But yeah, I'm gonna go the old Golds here by 6.
Oh, well,
that's my outside tip. Nothing against Nigel Walsh and Sean Breen, but yeah, I'm just going to pick the old Golds and see what happens. But knowing my luck, they'll come out and beat them anyway. So
yeah, well, I'm not seeing South Canterbury going 0-3 in 3 games, so I'm definitely going to go South Canterbury. I think they're going to pull their finger out, especially after losing to Mid Canterbury. I can't even remember the last time they lost to both Hannon Shield teams in one season. So maybe someone could tell us. But I'm going to go South Canterbury here to win by 20 points.
Jesus.
I know. It's crazy.
You're not going to be very popular with the old Gold Supporters Club this week, then.
I know. I'm sorry, guys, but you know, you still will have a chance. I think they'll get a bonus point. You know, I think they've got the power to score the tries. I think we're going to see a good try fest. But I think South Canterbury, will just have too much power for North Otago. It could come back and bite me on the bum, but hey, we're just pundits here. We just think what we think.
What I'm really excited about this game is seeing the two back lines go up against each other. Obviously, North Otago got a couple of Japanese. I think the Japanese, correct me if I'm wrong, at 9 and 10. And we all know the size of their midfielders. So it's going to be a great game, and hopefully Clarence Moley doesn't miss too many tackles this week.
Well, that's true. Tony Frew, he's going North Otago to tip up South Canterbury this weekend. Clarence quickly came in for the last game, saying Poverty Bay to win by 12, home advantage. Oh, and our good friend Josh, who's the provider of the white bait, could be a number of upsets this weekend, very top 8. We'll come to that moving forward. So, yeah, okay, so a lot of people split on this game. It will be an awesome game to watch, so tune in and keep an eye on that. So we'll just head that around the wrong way. Next game to look at is for the Pine Tree Log, and King Country hosting at Taramanui, the Butcher Boys. They've played 18 games. They've won 5 Heartland, lost 13. But the average score here is 35-17 to Wanganui. But, he says, let's look at the last couple of results. And as you can see, the last couple of results there, it's been King Country. They've held on. They they came off a couple of game losing streak to now have a 2-game winning streak against the Butcher Boys. They won 23-17 and 23 to secure the Pine Tree Log for the first time. And then they defended it at Cook's Gardens 34-17. They've been playing since 1933 with, what do you call it? Wanganui leading 37 games to 32 with a couple of draws. Tamariki, I'm actually going King Country to win this.
Yeah, the final game for the Rams at Tamariki Domain. Hopefully they get a good crowd there. It's obviously a special place for the Union. But, it wouldn't surprise me if King Country actually beat Wanganui. They've got a couple of King Country got a couple of game breakers, and I was saying to my mate on Saturday, I was just watching Malamossi strut his stuff around the park. He's a really big boy, that fella. Obviously you got Caleb Foot and Leveson Gower and the Dunster boys, but I'm going to go Wanganui here. I think they're going to beat King Country and they're going to do it well. I'm going to back them by 15.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll go by 10. There we go. So I think King Country, they've got pretty much nothing to play for now, but they will want to keep hold of the Pine Tree Log. It's becoming a very special trophy in Heartland. And, and they would like to see it sort of still sitting there at Tikawiti. So good luck to both teams this weekend. Then we've got the Bill Osborne Tonga. Now, this could have been a 3-trophy game. If Horowhenua had got up and won last week against Wanganui, the Bruce Steele would have been on the line as well. But now we've just got the Bill Osborne and the PGG Wrightson Cup, which is also known as the Pig, up for grabs between these two unions. And, I'll stop moving around. 20 games. Horowhenua actually have the wood on Heartland here against the boys from the bush. Huge game, not only for Horowhenua, because us currently sitting, what was it, in 8th place, but a win here for Wairarapa Bush after resting all their players last week against Buller can literally secure a Meads Cup place with a game to go.
Yeah, this is going to be a great game. I think Wairarapa Bush will beat Horowhenua Kapiti. I'm going to back them to win by 10 points.
Yeah, well, as you can see there by the past results, Horowhenua have had the wood on the boys from the bush, and there've been some big scores too. That last year's at Masterton 62-45, on the turf, and then 47-24 in 2020 was the last game they won, and that was during the COVID season, non-Heartland season, should I say. And then, of course, they did play off in the Lahore Cup final back in 2018, so with Horowhenua getting up. So, it's going to be a tough battle for Wairarapa Bush, but I will go Wairarapa Bush to win this by 8 points.
Yeah, I think that's a fair reflection of it.
Yeah, I think once they've got all their star players back, it will be they've had a rest, and now let's reset and carry on. Then here comes the whitebait game, people. Get your tips in. Josh has got his whitebait sitting there all ready to go. And as you can see, nice brand new shiny trophy there called The Game. That was donated. I think Kelly Plummer was involved with this. So we've got 13 games played. Thames Valley are leading this 6-7. How about that for squeaky bum time? The average score is 25-22 to Thames Valley. They've played 22 times since 1984, so it's still a relatively new fixture on the Heartland calendar. But Thames Valley overall are leading 14 games to 7, and they've had a bit of wood on West Coast. If we look at some of those results, though, they are been tight since Thames Valley last year, 30 points to 22 down there at Greymouth. Then up in Thames, they won 36-26 and also won the game trophy for the first time, I believe, in 2021, 27-8 down there on the West Coast. Okay. What's our tips for this one? And of course, if you want to put a score in and get some white bait off Josh Flavel, throw them in the comments.
Yeah, this is another great game. I mean, one thing for sure is Thames Valley won't get it all their own way like they did last week. But I'm going to go West Coast to upset the Foxes actually. By 12. As for a score, well, I've got no idea.
Throw one out there. You might win some white bait. Hey, Josh.
32-20 to West Coast. There you go.
Okay, well, because you went West Coast, I'm going that because it's been played in at Pyro. Unsure what the weather's going to be doing. I'm going to go Thames Valley to win 32-18.
Fair enough. So we'll see who wins.
Yeah, well, one of us are going. Well, yeah, I wish we just could go head to head, but no. If it's going to be, if Josh is saying it's got to be score line, throw it in the comments. And the great thing is, this show goes on all week on repeat. So get your comments in all week. Throw your things in, and if you get what do you call it? The correct score, our good friend Josh will send us some white bait. Scotty Day, good luck this weekend, brother. I hope you are all rested up. And then he's saying, yes, it's the first time playing in Pyro since 2019. So it's been a while since the Swamp Foxes have played there. And of course, Josh is jumping in going, good to be Mike. I'll get the white bait ready. So there you go. Oh, lovely today's show. Thanks all for joining in. And still, we've got plenty more to talk about. And of course, we do have the Buller Boys taking on Ngāti Pro East Coast. 14 games played in Heartland. Buller are leading this game by 11 games to 3. Average score there of 35-16 to the boys from Buller. Been playing since 1976. Buller have the winning record of 32 games played, 22 wins and 10 losses. You cannot forget last year's game when they took the Bill Osborne off Ngāti Pro East Coast in a thriller, 13 points to 11 up there at Ruatoria, breaking the 2-game losing streak, which was also close, 24-21 and even 50 points to 26. Yeah. Buller, they've been showing good attack. Interesting depending on the weather at Victoria Square and Westport, but I'm actually going to think this is the game that Buller are going to win.
Yeah, what a huge travel schedule for Ngāti Pro East Coast, Ruatoria to Victoria Square and Westport. That's I'm going to go Ngāti Pro East Coast to win this by 12.
Wow, I'm sure Kahu will be very happy with that selection. I mean, it could go either way. It depends on who comes out of the box. It depends on their travel arrangements, and if the travel arrangements aren't being upset or anything like that. But as you can see in Heartland, there's only been 3 victories in Heartland for Ngāti Pro. 2012, of course, the championship year, and then a couple of years ago in 21 and 23. I'm gonna go Buller to win this game by 26-18. I think it's really that.
Yeah, well, hopefully the weather plays ball when it's not pissing down with rain.
Yeah, well, it's a bit up in the air with what the weather's doing. I know we're in for a bit of a break, but they reckon this weather's going to be hanging around Aotearoa for the next couple of weeks. So I think we could be in for a wet one. Right, where are we at? Oh, yes. So this is our chance to talk some shit. So when Puri Huata came onto the field against Thames Valley, I had phone calls ringing. Is he the oldest guy ever to play Heartland? And I went, oh, okay, I'll get out my record books. So for everyone that has seen this post, okay, it says here, Bunnings Heartland, age is but a number, but it could be 47. So I had to do some major updates here, mainly because I was just saying this was their Heartland age, playing in the Heartland Championship. So what did I do? I said, here was their Heartland debut. Oh, Dozer's been playing since 1993 against Nelson Bays. Oh, Puri Huata, who has messaged me privately. I started back in 1903. You know, all this stuff. The whole point of this exercise was who was the oldest guy to play first-class rugby in New Zealand. And as far as I'm aware, these are the three gentlemen. So Phil Dozer Beveridge, he actually debuted in 1993 against Darling Downs in Toowoomba. It came on as a 19-year-old replacement on the Buller Tour back there in 93. He then played against West Coast in his first full Heartland Buller first class game in 1993. Couple of months later, he played his first Heartland game because Heartland began in 2006, people. Okay, this is a lot of things people don't realise, and this is why I'm bringing it up. And, of course, he played his last game in 2021, aged 47 years, 11 months and 23 days. So poor old Puri is just a youngster at 47 years, 8 months and 18 days. So, he almost made it, but, hey, unfortunately, he'll have to come back next year and break that record. And, of course, one game, Corey Kennett, CEO of Horowhenua, came on as a late replacement before all the new rules on loan players came into play because you can't use bus drivers anymore. But he had to lace up his boots against East Coast back in 2018, and he was 47, 5 months and 6 days. So before all this happened, the previous oldest player was George Napier back in 1950. He was 45. So these three gentlemen are stalwarts of our game here in New Zealand at the age of 47. There's hope for us yet. Thoughts?
Yeah. No, that's not a bad stat actually. It's good to see that they've been recognised. What about old Billy Bush? Did he play any Heartland games?
I don't believe so.
Okay. Yeah. No, I think he was. Well, I think last year he was driving the bus for one of the Heartland teams when they come down and played us. I'm not too sure what team that was.
Yeah, no, I have seen it. No, I'll have to double check that. But as far as I'm aware, no, he was just a cantab all the way through, wasn't he?
Yeah, I'm not too sure.
Yeah. So, but anyway, congratulations to those young fellas. And also, if you're into children's books, Puri Huata has released some children's books. So he's not only a great rugby player, but he's also a scholar. So congratulations to him from a fellow author, as they say. Right. So we'll just, before we jump into my amazing result for the weekend. So that's Heartland for us. How exciting with 2 rounds to go.
Yeah, we're getting to the pointy end of it, aren't we? It's going to be a great last couple of weeks.
Yeah, and also it's about time though before we jump into NPC. You know, keyboard warriors, can you please tone it down? There seems to be a lot of anger out there online at the moment. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, it brings me to my next rant. Just leave East Coast alone. Far out. There's so much bad, negative comments on their posts about another thumping and rah rah rah, and there's just no need for it. I don't see all the keyboard warriors lashing out at Buller because because they haven't won a game. Is it something? Has everyone got a problem with East Coast? As I said to some of these people, I actually posted on one of their things. I said, even though the season's not going their way, their pride and manner in the jersey and their supporters is truly something special. Just leave them alone. Let them do their thing.
Yeah, because the other thing is Poverty Bay, right? Last year they went 0-8, and they restructured. They've come back and look at them. They're contenders.
Yeah.
2-3 years ago, I literally, and Sport Nation or Radio Sport at the time, had the pleasure of replaying it in the season review. That me saying at the start of the season, West Coast to win the Meads Cup, only to end the season with West Coast on 0-8. Yet they bounced back, to take out the Lahore Cup. So all these teams go up and down. South Canterbury, back-to-back defeats. Well, where's all these South Cantab, fans berating their team there? I don't know. But, teams like East Coast, Buller, even Wairarapa Bush, they should be a more powerful union. But they've been in the doldrums for the last few years, but they're coming right. So every team has ebbs and flows. So people, pull your head in. We like sort of having drama on the show, as we have seen in the past few weeks. But yeah, just get out there, support your teams, and and hopefully they get the upset.
It's becoming worse. As the years go by, people can just fire what they can on social media, and they may not realise it at the time, but it actually hurts a lot of people and hurts the players and all that sort of stuff. But there's no need for it. There was a post. There was a comment on the Buller page. I think the one particular joker was angry about all the outside other people from outside Buller having a go at them on their page, and he pretty much said, "If you don't support us, fuck off." So I couldn't have said it better myself. So,
well, that gentleman was the actual Buller manager, and I say congratulations to him as well. I mean, I went looking for those comments, but I couldn't actually find them, so I don't know where they were said, but. I am an admin on that page and a couple of other Heartland Union pages. And I can tell you right now, if people want to have a crack, expect your post to be deleted. We want positivity, not anger. And then, throw out some fun ones like Blair Murphin. So, Rabs, last week's game between Poverty Bay and South Canterbury was the 1000th Heartland game. Oh, I wonder how many beers have been drunk over that time. Oh, my God. Did that start a thread? So I was very conservative. So I said 48 cans per team, 96 cans after each game, times that by 1,000, came to about, 96,000 cans. Well, I must have got my maths wrong, because by the end of that thread, it was up to 600,000 cans with Blair Murphin drinking about 4 dozen just by himself. So, but hey, drink responsibly, people, because otherwise we might get in trouble by the health department. But anyway, that's the sort of conversation you want to hear on these pages, don't you?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, they just leave the unions alone. If you don't support that particular team, just leave them alone and stand behind your team, because what I'm seeing from the Buller Union at the moment, even though they haven't won a game, there's still the comments on their page, on their posts is they've very much got the community behind them, win or lose.
How about this for a comment? from the one and only Pura Huata, second oldest man to play rugby. Thanks, Rabs. Here is the link. So check the comments below for his link to his books based on his son's condition of epilepsy. He also played in the Curtin Raiser East Coast Under-19s in our game. So that was another highlight for the Huata whānau. So there you go. You see, we've got the main guys watching the show. Very awesome to have you on board, Puri, or Norman, but I know you prefer Puri. So get in there, check the link in the comments below, and go and buy Puri's book and make him a Pulitzer Prize winner.
Yeah, no, congratulations on the book. It's good to see that people are highlighting conditions like that, because it's not easy to live with.
No, it's not, and it's great, because brilliant. We may even try and get Puri on the show at some point to talk about what he's up to now and about his playing career. We could even probably try and see if we can get old Dozer off the farm and see if he can jump on board as well, and then Corey Kennett have all three of the oldies on board with their Zimmer frames. But anyway, we'll head on to the result of the weekend. Oh, my Lions finally bloody got the ball rolling. 75 points to 19 at Potarua Park. Honestly, did not see this coming. It was a demolition job by the Lions.
Yeah, well, the Stags didn't even turn up, did they? Really? Full credit to Wellington. They deserve. They played out of their skin and just mashed them.
Well, yeah, I mean, they're still, on the outskirts of playoffs for quarterfinals. But at the end of the day, you've just got to get in that top 8, don't you? And then it's anybody's business after that. I mean, look at Penrith in the NRL. Everyone thought they were gone burger, and now they're one game away from defending their league title for the 5th time. But well done to the Lions there. And then, of course, there was only one game to talk about in the weekend. Shout out to my mate Cody Mitchell down there in Dunedin, a great little graphic designer guy. He threw on the page, well, boys, you know where to come to get it engraved. And then the next day, he's standing there with the Ranfurly Shield, engraving it, putting his mark on the Ranfurly Shield. So awesome to him. But only not that, he also got to engrave the Farah Palmer Championship Cup as well. But, hey, how awesome for the Blue and Golds.
Yeah, no, this made my weekend. What a time to be a Southern man. Well, we can't have a party at Tony Brown's, so we'll have a party and take the shield around the provinces, which is great to see. I think they're going up country. If I believe it, Alexandra, Manitoba, all around there, so it's great. But that was a great game. Canterbury had every chance to keep it, but Otago just played better on the day.
Oh, I know. It was just such a great game to watch. And I mean, and people are all going on about, it's just the greatest Shield season ever. I do remember a couple of years ago, the Shield was moving every week, if you recall. But Waikato couldn't defend it. Southland couldn't defend it. Canterbury had one game to defend. Taranaki, who started the season with it, had it for 3 games. Otago, wonder what's going to happen. And then, of course, of all the teams to have a crack this weekend, it's the winless North Harbour. I mean, if Otago win it, then they can lock it away for the summer. But, I mean, we'll get to this game in a moment, but North Harbour, in their 40th year anniversary, you would be crazy not to go, maybe they could.
Well, yeah, it's probably just like Harbour to go down there and play a blinder and actually take the shield away. Nothing's out of the question. It depends on who turns up and plays the best football on the day. But yeah, I was actually impressed with the Otago number 9 Pledger. far out. Some of his passes from the base of the scrum, they were going wide and they were missing 3 players, and they were spot on.
Yeah. Well, of course, then if they did do the impossible, because at the end of the day, it is a mission impossible for North Harbour. But if they do a Tom Cruise and get over the line, then Southland have another crack. And so Southland could go up to Harbour and then take it back down to Invercargill. So what a topsy-turvy season for the Shield. It just goes to show that the Shield still has that mana about it completely. So the previous holders, though, Taranaki, they've got their ball rolling again, 38-24 over the Magpies. They've had an up and down season, but they're still looking really strong, the Bulls.
Yeah, they have. I expect to see them in the top 4 coming into the season. I think Neil Barnes will be pretty disappointed about how their season's gone so far, but they've got the players there to make a comeback.
Yep. And then Cam Roygard, back in All Black frame, had a great game for Counties over the Evil Empire. I picked this. I said Counties would beat them, mainly because I would never, ever pick the other team. But I wasn't expecting a scoreline of 49-28.
Yeah, no, that took me by surprise too. But yeah, good to see Cam Roygard and Cortez Ratama back in the fray for the All Blacks because, their experience is invaluable.
Yeah, no, that's so true. And, of course, here is the table going into the next round. Of course, Canterbury, after that, getting their first defeat of the season, still sitting pretty on top with Otago now right on their heels, Taranaki there. So pretty much you could say those top 3 will be in the quarters. And then it's a battle between Bay of Plenty, Hawke's Bay, Waikato, Tasman, Northland, and even Wellington with a sniff. Counties. Unfortunately for me, though, the disappointment here has been Manawatu. They started off with a hiss and a roar, but they have slipped off the pace a bit.
Yeah, no, they're not going too good at the moment, are they? I thought Northland would have been a wee bit further up that table too, but yeah, it's a funny game now at rugby.
Oh, it is, and a great post just before the show went to air from Northland. Mr. Moulds, the king of Northland, has passed a degree for the North Harbour versus Auckland game to proceed in the province of Mid-Northern, which is now, because really, at the end of the day, Northland, you still get the gold medal for social media posts. Loving them. There's
all good things coming out of that union and with regards to social media, which is good to see.
Yeah, I'll just point out though, only because the good wife mentioned it, the photo of the Taniwha sharing the sheep. If you look at it, it looks a bit dodgy. Okay, so I'll just have another look at that Northland because it looked a bit dodgy. But anyway, celebrations continued down there, as we mentioned, with the championship winners of the Farah Palmer Cup being the Otago Spirit. We're not going to show the photo. I know another page has showed the photo and he's made $1 million out of it, unless he's going to donate that money to the 2 girls we're talking about. You know the photo I'm talking about. But good on them. Well-placed trophies in the changing room. That's all we can say. Great news for Otago. They'll be back in the premiership next year.
Yeah, that was a great game of footy. I think Otago come out of the blocks, and yeah, they didn't give them a sniff. And that intercept try was that was a coach killer. But yeah, no, the girls certainly enjoyed their celebrations, and those 2 photos of the boys in one change room and the girls in the other, and there's another photo of in a particular golf course of the two trophies hanging out in the golf course. Yeah, it's good to see, and it's all good news for Otago rugby at the moment.
Oh no, it totally is, and that is why I'm saying keep an eye on the Highlanders in Super Rugby 2026. It's going to be an interesting one. Because Jamie Joseph is building something down there, isn't he?
Yeah, Yeah, very, very underrated coach and a hell of a great man too.
Yeah. So another results though, Auckland too strong for the county's heat by 57 points to 12. Bay of Plenty, after their win against Hawke's Bay the previous week, had to travel to Christchurch and got, well, it wasn't a thumping. I mean, there's major improvement with the Volcanics. So congratulations to them, to Canterbury getting up there, but also a good shout out to the Volcanics girls. They're showing that they are improving game on game. And so they will be a force next year in the premiership as well. Poor old Tui, they'll be heading to the championship after another thumping, this time by Hawks, by Waikato, by 60 points to 17. And that leads us to this weekend's premiership Farah Palmer Cup semi-finals. We've got Waikato taking on Auckland, got Canterbury hosting the Manawatu Cyclones. Which way do you think these games are going to go?
Oh, I think the two teams on the left will be winners, won't they? Waikato and Canterbury. That's my picks.
Yeah. I'll definitely go Canterbury down there. This other game, though, Waikato, Auckland, will be a toss. I mean, Waikato have managed to get out a few games there and snuck the victories. And I think the Auckland girls... no, I'll go Waikato. I can't pick Auckland.
Yeah, I don't back Auckland either, but yeah.
I mean, I would go for the Cyclone girls as well, but it's a tough trip down there to what do you call it? Down to Christchurch. So I'll have to go Canterbury to win that. So yeah, that's pretty much. Has been an awesome show. Been a great show. Any parting thoughts? I mean, remember, get your scores in on the comments even after the show, even if you're watching us on the YouTube, because remember, Josh Flavel picked the right score. He's got some white bait for us.
Yeah, well, hopefully the All Blacks can have a win on the weekend. That'll be an even better result. But yeah, don't underestimate the Aussies. So
we're going to have a prediction on the All Blacks.
You'd have to say the All Blacks will bounce back, won't they? If they don't bounce back, well, all hell going to break loose on social media, and they'll be calling for Robinson's head again, won't they? Isn't that the normal these days?
It certainly is. Well, I'm going to go with a 12-point win to the All Blacks at Eden Park. What about Argentina travelling to South Africa? Because every game counts now.
Yeah, I think South Africa will be too strong,
especially at home. Yeah.
But in saying that, there's two massive bull packs going hammer and tong at each other, you know.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's just so tight this year. And, of course, yesterday I did see an article in the Sydney Morning Herald that's saying that the Rugby Championship could be put aside next year. So that will be an interesting one. I mean, sure, put it aside, but because they're saying that they're going to be looking at these extended tours, which is great. I love tours. I love it when the All Blacks go to South Africa and play Orange Free State or Northern Transvaal. You know, the good old days. Australia, playing South Australia and, you know, Queensland country and stuff like that. Even Sydney. Remember when Sydney beat the All Blacks? You know, so if that's the case, okay.
Well, that brings me to my next point. You know, when the Natal Sharks were playing, obviously, we've seen probably two of the best 9 and 10s come out of South Africa. Use Van der Westhuizen, and who sadly passed on there, and Henry Honeyball, the number 10. I think without a doubt they were two of the greatest players to come out of Natal and go on and do the job for South Africa. Which that's the good old days.
Yeah, and hopefully, if that is the case, and they're moving back towards it, because also you got this new World Rugby competition, or not World Rugby, this new Fandangle thing run by the Englishmen. They have to do something to pull the crowds back in, because I mean, I was watching the Currie Cup final, so congratulations to the Greekers over there in South Africa. Won their first title since 1950.
Yeah, that's a great achievement.
Yeah, against the Lions. So, but yeah, but I've been watching a lot of Currie Cup this year, and the crowds have been diabolical. I mean, if you cast your mind back, they used to get sold out stadiums for these provincial games, Alice Park and Cape Town and wherever else they play. They'll get some good crowds, but the crowds have dissipated because everyone wants to watch it live stream now. So, in saying that, get down to all the Heartland games this week. It is moving time. Someone might go from 2nd to 8th. That's how squeaky bum time it is. So,
Well, just going back to crowd sizes, like last weekend at the showgrounds, it was great to see. There's so many people there, and really all year we've had great crowds. At our home games, you could probably attribute that to being free at the gate, which means a lot to a lot of people. Because when you get 2 or 3 adults, there's $30, and you spend another $30 on food, it still adds up. And another quick shout out to Zach Healy and Donnie Bell from Marist Albion Club in Christchurch. Zach's plays for us this season. He's had a great season, and Donnie, the voice of Heartland, I'll catch him in round 8. And I'll catch up with them and have a few banders.
A couple of muesli bars.
Yeah, a couple of muesli bars in the commentary box at the showgrounds.
Yeah,
or under the stands.
Yeah, well, I just think that's just been brilliant. So we've been going an hour, which is amazing what we can talk about in an hour. So, my final word is just get along to all the Heartland games, support your guys. It's been entertainment galore. We've seen 360 tries scored in Heartland so far this year, average of 10 tries a game, average of 67 points a game. So even if you have to pay $5 or $10, it's well worth $5 or $10 to get along and be entertained by not just the Heartland game, but also probably some curtain raisers. So you definitely get a bang for your buck. And I will just leave the last word to the guy sitting on top of the bloody table. And then
grassroots rugby is alive and well. We've seen some great games, and if you can't say anything nice on social media, don't say anything at all. And up the mighty man in mid.
Awesome. See you guys next week for another rugby chat, and we'll catch up with you very soon. Bye.
Adios.